You already hit it. Okay. So do me a favor, because I can't see you right now because you hit it first, which is fine. Go to see on the screen, the little button that looks like a video camera. Push that and push it again. Can you hear me still okay?
Yes. Can you see me?
Yep. We're good. We're good.
Farah, I cannot see you.
You can't see me?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that for you. Hold on just a second. You should be able to. How about now?
Yes.
Can you? Okay, perfect. We're good. Yay.
Oh my God, you can't imagine the roller coaster of emotions that I'm going through.
Oh, I got you, girl. You know what? That's just heaven too, right? Yeah. Is your screen not rotating for you or something? Is it not?
Now, yeah, just a moment because my phone is on charge. Let me.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Honey.
I'm nervous. My hands are shaking, you know.
It's not rotating though, so you're sideways for me. So look at the top of your phone settings and maybe your screen rotation is off. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hold on. Just hold on.
We'll get this. Don't you worry.
How about now?
I mean, that's rotated the right way, but that's okay. You can probably, okay. So just a couple things. First things first, I am going to take notes. I'm going to write everything down, okay? I have this little desk thing on my lap, so you're going to see me going down there a bit to write on that, okay? That's what I'm doing down here. Second thing is you're going to hear me say a lot. I call it my heavenly Tourette syndrome. I don't know why, but for some reason, heaven makes me say a lot. And the last thing I'll let you know is that the very first loved one to come through may or may not be that one we really want to hear from. I don't think it's going to be an issue because I got a young male who's going to drive me nuts if I don't pay attention to him. Do you have any questions before I start? Let's just start because he's going to drive me bonkers. I have a young male who's telling me he is a son for you. Do you understand that? Son, he says, that's my mom. Well, let's start with him if that's okay, because he's excited. Okay, now he says my passing was sudden and unexpected. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Was sudden and unexpected. You're going to hear me pause when I'm writing. That's okay. They get to show me more. Okay, unexpected. Now he's saying he spoke to you not long before he passed. So you did speak not long before? And he says everything was fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So when you talked to him, everything was okay, correct?
Yes.
I passed. He says everything was fine. He also makes me feel like he was home just before this. So he was home just before this happened?
Yes.
Home just before this happened. He's also taking me to a back room. Was he in the bedroom just before? Just before. Well, I mean, right when you were seeing him before, was he in his bedroom or something before that too?
Oh yeah.
Just a detail, right? But he says I was home just before this, and he says I was in my bedroom before this also. I'm not in my bedroom when I'm passing, he says, correct? In my bedroom before. Was he talking about leaving? He's making me feel like he was talking about leaving the house before. He was leaving, correct? I was leaving the house. And I feel like I was going to be with others at this time. So he was going to meet with others?
Yeah, he was supposed to leave for his basketball practice.
Yeah, I feel like I was going to see my friends. I was going to see others, right? Going to see friends. Then he's making me feel affected here in my head area also. So was his head affected in his passing?
No, I don't think so, Farah. No.
Is there a reason I feel kind of woozy or dizzy in my head? Associated with his passing.
We don't know what happened, you know. It was sudden. Yeah, we don't know what happened.
They didn't give you answers?
No, they gave us the option of doing the autopsy. And at that moment, we were so confused. We were so, I mean, like, we were clueless. So I took the choice of not going through the autopsy because at that point of time, I thought I don't want to hurt his physical body. But now
That's okay.
have.
Now you wish you had, so the funny thing is not funny, but sometimes my readings will have a theme over the course of the day. The reading that I just did for the woman before this, her son was 13 years old. He went to lay down and he passed away. His heart just stopped. They call it SUCDS, like sudden, like it's
Yeah.
like SIDS, and that's what your son's making me feel happened to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No explanation, healthy kid, totally fine, like no drugs, no nothing. Now he's making me feel like I felt affected in my head. So I do feel like he felt lightheaded. And he's making me feel as though, because I feel like I'm here one moment and I'm in heaven the next. So he says, I was going to see friends. So he was going to go to a basketball thing, right? I was going to go see friends. And he says, I was here one moment and in heaven the next. But he is showing me leaving. So he did leave the house.
No, he was about to leave the house.
I literally feel like I'm getting ready to walk out.
Yeah, he wanted to walk out, but I forced him to take a shower and he never got back from the shower.
Got it. That's why he's telling me I was walking out of the house. So you remember his moments, right? The next. He says, I was walking out of the house. Love him. Out of the house. Okay, now he's showing me going down in the shower, though. He's showing me. So he did go down in the bathroom.
Yeah.
He says, I collapsed in the bathroom. Now, I do feel like there was a noise, though, too. So we did hear a noise.
No, I did not hear anything, Farah, nothing.
But he went down, correct?
He was in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's telling me I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. He's telling me, right? He says I collapsed in the bathroom. I was down. Now he has a sister as well. He's telling me he says I have a sister. A sister. But was there a female walking into the bathroom to find him?
No,
Because
Farah, I did. Yeah.
he says a female. I said who walked in? He says a female. Mom walked in, correct? Not dad. Walked in and found me. Now there's not too much water, he's telling me, so it's not a drowning. He's telling me. Okay. I've done readings where somebody passes out maybe in the bathtub and then they drown. So just asking him all the things and he's saying, no, I didn't drown. So, okay. Didn't drown. I don't feel like my face is underwater.
No, it wasn't. No.
Just a detail, but my face wasn't he said, wasn't underwater. He says, you tried so hard to save me.
I did, Farah. I really did.
Mom tried he's showing me you trying life-saving with him.
Yes, I did.
You were doing CPR, correct?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was so confused, so nervous. So my husband, he
You
showed
tried.
me. Yeah.
He says, you tried, Mom. You tried. Let me just tell you, like, that's not uncommon for people to panic, especially when something is going on like this. You couldn't have saved your son if you were a doctor in that moment. I promise you. Okay. So if we look back and feel like we could have done more, you couldn't have done more. You did just enough. He says you tried CPR. CPR. Now, Dad was there, correct? He's showing me Dad coming. Okay. Dad was there. But I don't feel like my sister was seeing this. So did we get the sister out of the room?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, she was in and out actually.
I feel like we had my sister get out of the room or something. So I wonder if we told her to go out or something. Was out of the room for part of this, but I feel like she was home is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
For part of this. Man, he makes me feel like, is he high school age? Like he's showing me he's just like high school age. He's young. High school age. Did he play between two basketball teams? Just details, right? But he says I played, but like he's active. No heart issues, he says. Ball teams. So before this, he never had heart issues, correct?
He did.
Why did he tell me no heart issues for this?
Wasn't his heart issue involved in his passing? We were all assuming that it was his heart.
He's making me feel like no, but what I'm saying, was he not having heart issues at the time, or like everything was okay, he's telling me?
He did have a heart issue, but everything was okay. Just like 2 weeks before he passed on, he moved on. I used to take him to cardiologist every once every year. So he had just been seen like 2 weeks before
And
he
it was
moved.
okay, he's telling me.
So
He says no heart issues at this time. Everything was okay. So for me, I love that you had him checked, like, and we thought everything was okay, right?
I don't have anything to be blamed. I don't know what to blame, for him moving on. I don't know. It's
I
it's
think
so
that
it's Farah, it's so mysterious that I feel like someone came from heaven and just took him away.
I would say that your son is so amazingly beautiful that he graduated to heaven that day and he had reached the soul's growth that he intended for himself. That's the reality of it. Now, the human side of it just sucks because on a human level, we can't
Yeah.
explain why he passed that day. His heart checked out fine. He's showing me my heart was okay. So I feel like my heart was okay. I'm healthy. I'm active. I'm not overweight. You know,
No,
I feel like I'm good where I'm supposed to be. But he says, Mom, my soul had reached its growth. And he was blessing you with love and strength. That's part of his job here for you. It's part of what he came here for, to bless you. It's growth. He says, I blessed you with love and strength. Okay. Now he is your first, he says.
he is, yes.
Strength. So he's the older brother, correct? He says, I'm your first boy. Oh, the only boy?
The only boy is my firstborn.
Yeah, I'm your first boy, only boy. And then he said, my sister is younger. Is she stopping soccer?
No, we were planning to, but no, she's not interested.
I no, that he was she not doing it? He's showing me her stopping. Like she doesn't want to do it.
No, she never was into soccer. No.
He says my sister doesn't want to do soccer. Like you must have tried to or something. He likes to talk about his sister. He's a good kid. And I feel like she's not wanting to dance either. Does she not want to do dance?
She used to go to dancing class, but we stopped.
Yeah, he says my sister isn't dancing either. Nothing wrong with that. Just I love her. I'm with her. I see her, right? Isn't dancing. Because I don't feel like she's really doing a lot of activity right now, like an extra sport or anything. He says no extra activities right now. Nothing wrong with that. Just a fact, okay? Extra activities for my sister right now. Okay. Okay, now he's making me feel as though you did get time with him after he passed. So they did give you time to spend with him after. He says, Mom and Dad got time with me. Now we have family overseas still, though, he says.
Yes.
So is it kind of half and half? Because I feel like we have some family here, but most there. Does that make sense? Me after I passed. He says we have family overseas because I feel like some of them didn't get a chance to come.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. Overseas, they couldn't all come. But he's showing me honoring him with tradition. So, and he's putting flowers over me. So, is there something with putting flowers over him?
Yes.
Like, do we put a necklace of flowers or something along those lines? Oh, cool. Okay. He says, you honored me with tradition. It's almost like a Hawaiian lei or something. More, he's telling me. Is it more flowers? He's like, it's more than that. He's sassy. Tradition. He says, you put flowers over me. On me, he's saying. Because were we talking about burial for him as well?
No, we cremated him.
But I'm seeing preparing him though. So were we preparing him With flowers and stuff first?
Yeah, I mean, we put him in his favorite basketball jersey, and then yeah, there
That
was.
he's showing me like, no, you got me ready for people to see me. Like, yes. He says, you made me cool. Be cool. And were they signing a ball for him?
Yeah,
Because he
yeah. I still have that ball memory table.
he says they signed a ball for me, signed a basketball, correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Basketball. He talks a lot, Mom, for me. Um, he says, I love the ball. Is it that way? Is the ball that way? He says the ball's that way. Is it really? Just his way of saying he's with you, Mom. That you'll know what the ball is that way in my notes means, right? Because he says I still have a room here.
He does.
He has a room at this house, correct?
Yeah. His room is as it is.
Room here. Okay, but is the basketball in a different room though?
Yes.
Because he says the basketball's not in my room. Does that make sense?
Correct.
I love him. Basketball isn't in my room. Okay. That's out to be seen, he says. So it is out to be seen though?
Yes.
The ball? Were we
As
putting that in the living room?
it is, yes.
Shut up. I'm like, where's it at, dude? In your mom's room? He's like, no, it's in the living room. Scene. It's in the living room. I love him. Look at you smile. Look at you feeling your boy. That makes my heart happy, Mama. In the living room. He's this much with you when we hang up this call. I promise you. Okay. You just don't have a ferret in your pocket. Your son is this close every day that you live in life. He says it's in the living room. Okay. Now he makes me feel like his sister is just little. So she's still elementary school.
She is, yeah.
Sister is, but she gets really good grades, he says.
Ah, no. No.
Why is he showing me reading award?
Oh, because lately she's been doing a lot of Scrabble game, word search game.
Oh, okay. Like reading, like he says she's been really good at reading. Okay. Really good at this. Okay. Um, did you make his bed? He says you made my bed.
Every morning.
He says my mom makes my bed. Do you really?
Every morning, Farah.
But do we open it as well? He's showing me you open it. So do you turn it down at night and make it in the morning or something?
No, so his dog, he had a dog, so the dog sleeps on his bed. So the bed sheet gets messy. So that's what I strip.
He says at night it's opened. Oh, so you know what he means, right? Because I'm like, why? And he says, my mom makes my bed. And he says it gets opened at my sheets get opened at night. Oh, I love it. He knows, right? Is that dog tan in color?
Yes.
He says that's my dog.
It was his 13th birthday gift.
He says the tan dog is mine. Like it's literally his dog. Oh, so it is his gift. Is mine. He says I taught it tricks.
Say that again, Farah.
He's telling me he taught the dog tricks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, but why is he telling me, but he won't lay down? Will he never lay down? Would he not lay down for your son? Like
Okay,
if
so
I say lay down, he doesn't lay
no,
down.
I understand what he's saying. He always tried to teach him play dead trick, but he would never lay down. He would never play.
That he's like he doesn't lay down. Like you'll know what he's talking about, right? He says he doesn't lay down though for the trick. Oh my God, I love him. So he tried to like do the bang, play dead or whatever. The dog's like, no.
No.
Um, yeah, he doesn't lay down for the trick. And I'm putting an LOL. I mean, he doesn't care. It's okay. Yeah, he makes me feel like he had big goals in life. Like he's making me feel like he talked about college.
He did, Farah. He had such high expectations from his own self. He
Yeah,
was
like
such
which is
bright
not
child. He was
normal
such
for kids his age. Most kids his age are wanting to party and do all those stupid things. You know what I mean? Like explore dumb stuff. And he's like, no, I had goals. I was going to college. I feel like he enjoyed the basketball. So that was another goal of his, he's telling me.
yeah.
So he says, I had goals for college in life and I wanted to play basketball in college. Basketball. In college. Okay. And I feel like he had an idea of which college he wanted too.
Yeah.
So he says, which is also rare, which college I wanted. Was he talking about going into medical as well?
Oh my goodness. I wanted to go him into medicine, but he was like, no, I don't want to waste my life studying.
He says, I spoke to you about going into medical. Just you and him talks, right?
Yeah.
Going into medical. Okay. Yeah, I feel like he was kind of business oriented, is kind of how I feel. Do you know?
Yes, he was business oriented. Yes.
I feel like I wanted to do whether it's business management or, like some computer thing, but he's saying I was more business oriented. Does that make sense? To do business. Okay. Then he's handing me ashes for you. So you guys do have ashes?
No, we don't.
Why is he telling me
Nothing.
they gave them to you?
They gave us, but in our culture, Farah, we don't keep the ashes. We spread it in the in running water, like river or ocean.
Okay, he's telling me, yeah, I feel like they were given, the ashes were given to you. So versus placed in a cemetery where you never get them, like he's showing me you were given the ashes that's why he's handing them to you. But were we taking a trip for that? He says you spoke of taking a trip to spread them, not close to home, correct?
Correct. Yes.
But not in India, he says.
No, it was in India, Farah.
Spread. Okay, is it another part though?
No, it was in India, but further, nothing near to our house in India. It was like my
That
father-in-law take an overnight trip to spread his ashes.
that he's saying you spoke of a trip to spread them, and he's saying not just in regular India. Like I feel like it's not in our home area, correct?
Correct.
Regular India. He's showing me beautiful water falling also. So I don't know if there's an area where there's a waterfall or water going down there.
I don't
Is it like a
connect with.
river? Is it like
It's
a
a river.
river? It's a
It
river,
is.
not an ocean, correct? Like,
Yeah.
not an ocean. In my view is view. And he says my family couldn't all be there. So
Correct.
not everyone could go, correct?
Correct.
Family couldn't all be there. Part of it's a hike, he says.
Say that again, Farah.
He says part of it is a hike or a walk. So I feel like
Yeah.
there's a bit of a hike.
Yes.
Of it is a hike. Now, he makes me feel like there's something tied to that area that's spiritual related also. So is the place that your dad picked tied to a spiritual, like a known spiritual place?
Correct.
That's so cool. Tied to a known spiritual place. Because I feel like others have been placed there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's so cool. Space. He says it's beautiful. Now your son's not in those ashes, and I don't want to challenge your faith or beliefs, right? Your son, though, is the essence of him is still with you, Mom, and still enjoying heaven at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
it's beautiful there. Okay, not where the family lives. I don't know if I put that down. Not where the family lives in India. Okay, lives in India. He talks a lot.
Is he
He says
coming to where
you haven't connected like this before?
I have, Farah? Initially, when this happened, I used to go to a medium every other week, but then I stopped.
Okay. And was it a good connection?
It used to be, but after some time, it became very monotonous. And then when I got your appointment, I stopped everything.
Yeah, he's saying you haven't connected like this before. So for me, this must be a little different. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like this before. Um, I feel like you hear him yourself, actually.
Do, Farah, I do. I saw him. I mean, I don't say this to anyone because I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I saw him, Farah. I
You're not an
literally,
idiot. You're a mom and you have an unbreakable bond with your son. Don't ever let anybody make you feel, I get it. Even I have to, now I don't give a shit who thinks I'm an idiot. I just be me, right? But I get you in the everyday world. You are hearing your son, just so you know. So you're not crazy. You're not an idiot. You're hearing your son. Yeah, he says, my mom hears me. And were you seeing him in the house? He said, you saw me in the house.
Farah, 3rd January this year, 2023, I was sitting right here in my office and I can't explain that view. It was a ball of wind that gushed past by me. And then when I started reading, then I understood we are nothing but energy, ball of
Yeah,
energy. And that's
correct.
what I saw was my son's energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we are. You know what I mean? So people are like, because they'll show me cigarettes in heaven sometimes or this or that. I'm like, it's all still made of light or energy. You know what I mean? It's not like it's the same as here. But yes, we're all made of energy and we can manifest anything in that energy, which is amazing. But yeah, he says, you saw me in the house, and he says, that was me, mom. So he's confirming that was him. Um, and he's showing me you took pictures. So were you trying to take pictures of with orbs or
Oh,
something?
yeah, that ball of wind was so fast. It was like just fraction of a second. But couple of weeks back, there's a pillar in my home, in my living room, and I saw a rainbow, the image of a rainbow falling on that pillar. I did my best to where was it coming from, but I couldn't. So I took a
Yeah,
picture just to prove to my husband because my husband doesn't believe in these things. He's like, gone is gone. But no.
that's how my husband was before he met me. And that's okay. If your husband feels that way, that's okay. Maybe it's his best way of working through this too. But he says you also took a picture or saw a picture with
I,
spirit tied to it. A spirit tie. He says that was me. So he's just confirming you're not crazy, mom. You're not crazy, mom. Um, Now he's talking about a trip back home. Are you talking about taking a trip to see family?
I was supposed to. My flight was from Dallas to New York and New York to India. I went till New York, but something happened. Something happened within me, and I just came back. I couldn't go ahead. I
Yeah,
just
he says you
couldn't.
spoke of a trip to India. This was fairly recent too, correct?
Last week, yeah,
Yeah, he says this was recent. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
recent. Um, I don't feel like we want to be apart from his sister though either, he's telling me. So did you not want to be apart from his sister?
Maybe, yeah, because it was just me going, and my husband and my daughter were supposed to be here in Dallas. But maybe that's the reason. I don't know what happened, but something happened, and I just could not take my flight.
Wow.
I just
Grief.
didn't.
Grief is a terrible thing, right? It'll change your direction
Yeah,
100 times a day, probably. But he's showing me,
right.
yeah, you didn't want to be apart from my sister either. So I think that the worry of being distant from your husband and your
Maybe.
daughter at the time when we already have this loss, is terrifying, probably. Um, okay. Okay. Was his sister wanting to do makeup?
Oh, always, day and night.
He says, my sister likes to do makeup,
Yeah.
but I feel like she's really good at doing eyes. Is she?
Yeah.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Good at eye makeup. Now he says he dressed really well. So was he like
Yeah.
a trendy dresser?
Yeah, he was a trendy dresser. Yeah. I mean,
He says, I love
always
to dress cool.
shorts and hoodies. He was
And
crazy
then
for
he's showing me
hoodies.
cool shoes, though. He always had cool shoes, he said.
Yes. And his shoes, they changed every 6 months. And I was
Oh,
like strictly against buying those shoes, but his dad was like, no, I'll buy for him.
oh, I love it, right? And that might be a validation for dad, but right, he says I always had cool shoes, like cool tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes. Well, okay, he is showing me. Did he try baseball before?
Uh, no, but he had a friend who was very good at baseball, and his friend had introduced him to baseball. My son never played baseball, but he used to have a lot of discussion with his friend.
Yeah, because he's saying I tried a little bit of baseball, so I wonder if he was trying to play a little bit with the buddy or something. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like it was his thing. But he's and if that brings you to his best friend, probably that's probably what he's bringing it up for too. But he says I tried baseball a little, but it wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't my thing. I feel like he loved basketball.
Oh, he was crazy about basketball.
I loved basketball. Um, Now he does make me feel like he did spend his time here in the US. So he wasn't growing up in India.
No, he came here when he was 11 months old.
He says, yeah, I lived much of my life in the US. I just asked him, like, did you grow up any part of your life in India? But I don't think he had memories of that.
Not at all.
My memories. I'm going to put I lived my memories in life in the US. Does that make sense? Life
Yes.
in the US. But he was born there, though, correct? He's saying I was born in India. Oh, that's interesting. But I feel like the sister was born here.
Correct.
India. He says my sister was born here. But he showed me full citizenship here. So he did have like full citizenship here. Love.
Yes.
Just showing me where his heritage is and where his family, came from. But he says I had full citizenship. Ship here. Okay, why is he laughing about dad needing a haircut? Does dad need a haircut?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Laughing about dad. I'm gonna put it down.
Do you actually hear him laughing, or what do you hear
I
of him?
feel it. I feel the laughter with him. And he's just laughing. Yeah, like I don't hear them with an out loud voice in my ear. It's a soul's connection. So your soul is within your body. This body is the car that your soul is driving, basically, and the driver has stepped out of the car. Now you cremated the car and the car has been spread in India, but the driver of the car is still very much intact. So it's a soul's connection. We no longer have those vocal cords and those things. So listen in your thoughts for your son, right? That's when you're going to hear him, is in those silent moments when you feel like you're pretending what he would say.
Mhm.
But I feel the laughter. So for me, like I feel like I'm laughing and like dad needs a haircut. Like I'm being sassy about it. So needing a
I'm
haircut.
I'm so jealous of you.
Girl, don't be. You have an unbreakable bond with your son. Your bond is amazing. Okay, then I have to try to interpret what were you just cooking traditional food? Like,
Hmm.
were you wrapping something also? Is there something that we make and wrap like the food in? Or like wrap? I don't, it's almost like a noodle or something like, do we wrap like a dough around something?
So you're talking about like recently or what?
Yes.
It was today.
He says, Mom made a traditional food recently, like just recently. And did you wrap something in a dough?
Yes, yes, yes,
Shut up.
yes. And he was crazy about that.
I don't know what to call it because I'm not a genius, but so he's not going to be able to give me the word for it. But he
You
says,
won't
Mom,
even if he gives you the word, you won't be able to understand it. It's like
probably not. Yeah,
it's
that's what
typical Indian food. Yeah.
yeah. Mom made a traditional food recently. You wrapped dough
Oh my god. Oh my god.
in dough, and he says, I was at your side, Mom. He was there when you were cooking. Side. Why is it telling me you didn't finish it? Did you not finish making
I
all of it?
did not finish it. No, no, I did not. Oh my goodness.
I'm like, how'd it turn out? He's like, well, she didn't finish it.
Yeah. I just like, made the preparations and I was supposed to make it tomorrow for breakfast.
You didn't cook it yet.
No.
I love it. Aren't you glad you didn't? So he could bring that up.
And
Oh, he says you didn't finish it. You didn't cook it. He says, I'll be there. I'll be there. Okay, but is there meat in it?
no, it doesn't meet. No.
Why do I feel like we have to stew something for it or something like that?
It's the
You went,
yeah, you're correct. It's the texture like that. But it's
okay. Like for what you put in it is like a stew or yeah. Okay, cool. You'll know what he's talking about, girl. I don't know shit about your traditional food.
I
Sorry.
get I understand what you're saying, yeah.
Put a stew in it. That's the closest. I'm putting stew in quotes. It's not called stew, but yes. Okay. He says, I'll be there, Mom. I'll be there. Know that he won't miss that. He says, I love my mom's cooking.
Oh, he did, yes.
Still does. He enjoys watching you guys enjoy it, so know that he doesn't need food now because he's in perfect form now. Okay. And then I got to try to figure out, he's putting books out for him. You still have his books out in his room? He says, my books are still out.
I told you his room is as it is. Nothing has changed. The way he left it, it's still there.
Even my dirty clothes, he says.
Yes.
You left them there?
Yes.
Shut up. I'm like, what about the dirty clothes? And he's like, yep, even my dirty clothes. Oh, are still in my room. Now, he says he was talking about driving at this time. So he was starting to drive.
Not really. We were planning to enroll him, but with his like basketball and his school, he hardly had any time. But we were trying
Yeah,
to.
he was talking about it. He says, I was talking about driving at this time. Like I was gonna start to drive. Like, so wow, he's young then. Huh? How old was he? Can I ask?
14, Farah.
Oh, he's just a baby. How amazing is he? Girl, he has us beat. We're still here. I'm 46 and I'm still living life because I'm not done yet. How amazing is he to be so beautiful that he's done before you and me? Honestly, like there's beauty in him.
Yeah, that too, without any pain, right? It's
Yeah,
like
none.
boom and gone, right?
Yeah, like um I feel like he was standing just before this, and I literally feel like by the time I get down to the ground, I'm already in heaven. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's the passing we all want. I want to be here one moment and in heaven the next. But of course, the tragedy left behind for the people that find them is terrible, right? So, I mean, but for him, no pain, no struggle, no sitting there waiting to be helped. He was perfect.
Yeah.
He says I still had homework.
Oh,
Did he still have homework to do?
I'm sure you must have had, yes.
So in that day that he was leaving or something, that was the day he went to school, correct?
No, it was a Sunday.
Okay, got you. So because I feel like I still had homework to do before I went back to school is what I'm
He must,
seeing.
yeah.
Homework to do. That's not a regret, just another fact about like if you probably looked in his book or whatever, he probably had stuff that he wasn't done yet. He says you were just looking at my pictures. Were you just going through his pictures?
Oh, yes, yes. I was going through his Halloween picture.
Oh, he says, Mom just went through my pictures. He says, I was with you. Now he makes me feel like he had a friend that lived close also.
Mm-hmm.
That there was a friend that like lived in the neighborhood, correct?
Yes, yes.
Friend that lived close. close in our neighborhood. Okay. Because he says we were good friends.
They were very good friends. They were like childhood buddies.
Yeah, just he showed me sleepovers also. Were we doing
Yes. Oh my
sleepovers?
God. Yes, 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 yes.
We did sleepovers. He says, I love him so much. Now he's not Indian though, correct?
He is Indian, Farah.
Why is he telling me not the same? Was he not born in India?
No, yeah, he was born here. His friend was born in America.
That, because he's telling me, nah, no, he's not, mom. He's not Indian. He's like, I'm Indian because I'm born over there, but he's not. Like, so he's not born
Yeah.
Indian and or in India, right? But I feel like they were best friends. Like he's just giving me a detail about that, buddy. India.
Yeah,
He
very
is
good.
so close. I feel like it's like a brother.
Yes. The
Now he
whole
said
school,
he stayed in touch.
yeah, the whole school knew that these two boys were cousins.
Oh
They-
wow. They lied about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you really cousins? He's like, no, we lied. We lied about being cousins. Being cousins. But he says he did stay in touch. So you do still hear from that kid?
Yes, I mean, not like whenever we it's like mostly by accident. Like we meet by accident on the streets. That's
Yeah,
it.
and I feel like he at least stops to say hi or whatever because
Yeah.
he's saying you did stay in touch, and he says I love that. So I feel like he loves that you still have him. It's just a little extension of your son. Okay. Were you dressing up his dog? Why
No,
is he putting a sweater on the dog?
no, Farah.
I'm gonna write it down. Sweater on his. That's not a request, just so you know. Was there something with getting the dog a sweater or something?
I think, yeah, I think he wanted to put a costume on his dog on the Halloween.
And today's
I-
Halloween. That's
uh,
got to be why.
yeah,
Okay, because he's putting a sweater on his dog, like he's dressing up the dog. Again, not a request. You don't have to do that, but it's something you would know about him, right? He says, "I love that dog so much." The dog's healthy. He says. But were you talking about another puppy?
oh yes, my daughter wants her own dog now.
Yeah, he says my dog is healthy. He says you've been talking about another puppy. Uh-oh. Been talking about another puppy. But does she want a different kind?
Yes, she wants a smaller dog. His dog is a big one.
Yeah, get a Frenchie. You'll never go back to another kind of dog again. Oh my God, I have 3 of them, girl. But he says she wants a different breed. Let her pick her own puppy, not me. um, her own breed, like a different kind. Yep, love it.
Yeah.
Kind. He says I'll help her pick it. Not Farah, him. Help her pick it. Was she cutting her hair? His sister?
She cuts her doll's hair.
Yeah, he says my sister's cutting hair. Is she really?
Yeah.
Has
She
been cutting.
Yeah, she thinks she's a fashion designer, so she experiments.
Oh. Hey, thank God she's cutting the doll's hair and not her own, right? Like he said my sister has been cutting hair recently. Yeah, he says I sit with her when she does. As she does. Now he's shown me good at video games also. So
He
your
was.
son was good at video games?
Yeah.
Good at video games. But why is he showing me her playing on a tablet? Does she play on a tablet? His
She plays.
sister? That's what I'm saying. On a tablet? Yeah, he says my sister plays on a tablet. Tablet. Okay. Interesting. I'm looking at what looks like an apartment area. Um, were you at a place nearby that's like an apartment?
No.
Okay. This is a house he's showing me. So you have a house that you're living, correct? Showing me an apartment. Were we looking at an apartment area?
There could be two things. We were planning to buy an apartment to rent it out as a property investment. It
That.
could be that, yeah. Or maybe,
Yeah.
does he mean a hotel or something? A hotel
Well,
room?
no, I feel like you were looking at an apartment place. So yes, like to get it, like I feel like you have a house, you live in a house, but he's showing me you were
Mhm.
looking at an apartment. And so yeah, like if it's an investment that we rent out to somebody, like that was what I would be seeing. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't see you living in it, just looking at getting it is what he's showing me. Looked at. That was recent, he's telling me. So you were
Yeah.
looking at this recently?
Yes.
He's amazing at this recently. Just remember how perfect your son is. He's perfect times infinity. Recently. Now that was Dad's idea, he's telling me. So was Dad the one that wanted to get the apartment?
Yes.
He's trying to bring up validations for his dad, even if his dad doesn't believe in this. Dad's idea. And he's talking about getting a new car. Were you getting a new car?
Yes.
Getting. Like, were we just shopping for a car?
We are planning to, yes.
Yeah, he says you're getting a new car. Like this is coming. But I feel like we're making decisions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Making decisions. Why is he showing me a sports car? Were you guys looking at like a Tesla?
Oh my God, Farah, seriously.
He says you're
Seriously.
looking at a Tesla. He's like badass.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, he cussed. He says, I'm going with you to get it.
He always wanted a Tesla, Farah. So now, since we are planning, my husband said, let's buy a Tesla for him.
I love it, right? And I just said he's giving a couple validations for Dad. You know what I mean? And so he brings up the whole like, yeah, looking at an apartment, that was Dad's idea. And then he throws out the Tesla thing. Like, yes, he's amazing. And maybe this will give Dad some faith if Dad will sit and watch it. You know what I mean? And maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know. I don't want to challenge Dad's faith or beliefs. If his faith is that we're done after this, I don't want to challenge his faith or beliefs because he needs whatever he needs most to carry him through. But maybe this adds to it to let him know his son is still loving him and seeing that he's buying a damn Tesla in honor of him. Like that is really cool. Okay. Now he says, I have come to you in dreams.
Oh, yes. Yes. He comes into my dreams and always demands something, asks me to cook something for him.
To cook something?
Yeah.
Oh, so how cool is it that he was bringing up your cooking too then, right? Like, and what you were freaking making today. And the fact that you didn't finish it. I love that. Yeah, he says, I have come to you in dreams. And he says, that is me, Mom.
I know.
Okay, was sister talking about going to a birthday party?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like she got invited or something, correct?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Got invited but it's not a sleepover, correct?
No. Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Party, not a sleepover. Okay. So the heart issue that we had checked out and stuff, was there an arrhythmia for him a bit?
No, it was nothing to do with arrhythmia. It was he had an enlarged heart.
But why does he make me feel like the beat was different a little bit? So was there a little bit arrhythmia or a murmur or something with it too?
Murmur was there, yes.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm hearing something different. So like for me, there's something with the beat that's a little bit different, correct?
Mm.
But for me, a lot of people have a murmur.
Yeah, I know. But You just need a very small reason. If you want to go, if the soul wants to leave, you just need a reason to go.
Oh yes, girl. You're speaking to the choir here.
Yeah.
My God. I mean, honestly, there is a spiritual reason, and your son is just too beautiful for this world. He was ready to graduate. I mean, that's the reason your son passed that way. Um, and he didn't need some traumatic accident or, anything terribly horrible. He just literally was here one moment and in heaven the next. But he says, I had a murmur, but nothing big, he's saying. Nothing.
I mean, nothing big enough to, that could take his life away from him. You know what I mean? Like, he had a medical issue, but it wasn't something very serious, right?
I feel like it was totally okay. He makes me feel like it was okay. I literally feel like more than anything, it's like that SUCDS, like where it's just they call it like SIDS, but it's for like more, grown kids or whatever. I don't even think that his heart issue is what got him. I think his heart stopped basically, but I think that that's just because he was ready to graduate and he wasn't going to go with suffering. So, okay. Now he's showing me an area set up for him as well in the house. Like, why am I going down? Is there a downstairs? Because is it downstairs? Because he's
Yes.
showing me there's an area downstairs. He's showing me area downstairs. Because I feel like there's a damn shrine.
Yes.
But were we burning something there?
No, we are not. No, we are not. It's a table lamp placed on his table. That's it.
Yeah, he's lighting something for me there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the
but do you
lamp.
turn that off and on or something?
Every evening, Farah, when the sun goes down, I put it on, and before I go to sleep, I put it off. Every
Yeah,
evening.
because that's why I asked if you were burning something. I didn't know if you were burning a candle there or something, because he says you turn the light on and off
Yeah.
there. Oh, I love it. He says, I love it, Mom. His picture's there, he says.
Yes, yes.
My picture is there. Why is he putting two together?
Oh my goodness, Farah. I have two pictures, yes.
He says two pictures are together there, correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love him. He says it's amazing, Mom. Amazing, Mom. You guys do so much out of love for him. And that's all that matters now. He feels your love. He knows your love. He knows you're including him. He knows that you're literally making his bed and that the sheets get turned down every night. And, of course, he hadn't shown me a dog yet, but that's okay. Like, I love it. He's amazing. He tell me you're cooking food and it's not finished. And girl, he is absolutely positively around you always. Heaven's only 3 feet off of our floor. He's all around you. And again, if that challenges any of your beliefs, please don't let me. Okay.
No. It's okay. Farah, will he always be around me?
Yes. Yeah.
But he
No,
has
here's
to
the
like,
thing.
he
You're
has
not
to go out.
keeping him. You're not keeping him from the beauty of heaven. The cool thing about heaven is we can actually be present in more place than one at a time. So he can still watch over and guide and be a part of his family's life and still enjoy the beauty and perfection of heaven at the same time. You're not holding him back. I promise. I promise. He's already in heaven. He's already in his foundation of beauty, in heaven's light. So you're not holding him back. He gets to see you at the same time, because what kind of heaven would heaven be if we couldn't still see our family and be present for them? So, but you're not holding him back. You can cry as much as you want, and that won't hold him back either. I promise. Okay. Why is he laughing about you singing terribly? Did you sing for him?
Yeah.
But you don't sing well?
No, I don't.
He says, my mom sang terribly for me. He says, you don't sing well, but he says, I do love it. Oh my gosh, I love him. Sing well. I do love it. Okay. Okay, and then I got to try to figure out what he's giving me. Were we doing a little single braid in his sister's hair? Like a small braid? Like he's not all of her hair, but just like a single braid, correct?
Is he showing you braid?
Yes.
This morning, when my daughter was leaving for school, she wanted to tie a braid on her hair. But I said, I will not because it's getting late. Maybe he's referring to that.
Yes, like he's showing me you spoke of a single braid in my sister's hair. My sister's. So if you just had that conversation this morning, I would say
This
that's why
morning,
I'm bringing it up, right? Hair spoke of this. So he knows that when I say, hey, your son's with you all the time, right? Because you say, can he see me all the time? And I'm like, yeah, that's his validation to back that up. Because otherwise, anybody could tell you, yes, he sees you all the time. He knows that's my cue, like, hey, dude, give me a fact, right? And so he did. So he's like, yes, I love him. And you sing terribly. That was the other one too. He spoke of this, and he's just know that he was there this morning. She doesn't like to get up, he says. Does sister not like to get up?
yes, we have to force her to get up for school.
Yeah, he says my sister doesn't like to wake up. So she's no early riser, huh?
Yeah.
Like to get up in the morning. Yep, he says I see her. Because I feel like she won't wake up to her own alarm.
Right.
At all. I love him. Wake up to her own alarm. Own alarm. Okay. Then I'm trying to figure out what he's giving me. Were we talking about her possibly doing cheer?
Cheerleader?
Yes, cheerleading.
Are you kidding me, Farah?
Nope.
My daughter, she chose a scary cheerleader costume for Halloween.
Shut up.
Oh my, oh my God.
Oh my God, I love it. And that's coming up like right now, right? Like it's literally like almost 4 o'clock Arizona time. So I don't know where you're at, but it's probably, oh my God. He says, you spoke of my sister doing cheer. Oh my God, I love it. He says, I'll be there, Mom.
Yes.
Okay, but why is he telling me not? Are you skipping our street? Are you taking her somewhere else to trick or treat?
No, I was just having this conversation with my daughter that she wants to go to her friend's neighborhood.
That
Maybe
he
he's ready.
spoke of her skipping our area. Shut up.
Yes. It was
Skipping
just, it was like 2 hours before I connected with you.
area. I love how amazing. How amazing.
I know.
Uh,
I know.
he's so good, Mama. He's so good. But yeah, he says you spoke of her skipping our street or area for trick or treating. Oh my gosh. Treating. He'll be with her. But I feel like she really wants to go with the friends.
She does, yes. Yeah.
You do whatever you need to do as a mama.
Yeah.
To go with her friends. He'll always be there. He says, Mom, I'll be with you always. And when you get to heaven someday, he'll be there waiting for you. I promise.
I know, I'm waiting for that moment.
Don't waste your life away. You got a beautiful life to live. And know that he's loving you through it. I know it's really common for my mamas and my dads that I work for that have kids in heaven to wish their life away so they can hurry up and get to their kids. But don't forget, you still have one here that's looking up to you for all of those moments and memories and traditions. And of course, you're still going to have your terribly difficult days and feel weighted down. But know that your son's loving you through those days. Okay, Mom, I'll be with you every moment. He says, I love you most. I know you're feeling the same thing I am. Your son is pulling his energy back, and that's why that big gush, right? But I hope this is helpful for you, sweetheart. He did so good. I'm going to stop maybe, let's see. Oh, you know what? You're the one recording. So I was going to say, I was going to stop the recording, but I'll let you do it when you're ready. Oh, there you go. There, I can see you now. Perfect. All right, honey. Well, you have a beautiful day. And